Y'all, good evening. No one's here, I don't think. Oh, let's see if we get anybody in here. I got Javier with news. Javier is news joining me tonight. I think I just heard him. No. Hello, what do we got in the house today? You have rights, all right. How's it going, man? Want to come on up here? Got Javier's news coming in tonight, but he's not here yet. I don't really have anything to talk about. Gonna get me going on something. Man, it's StreamYard. It really makes you work. Make sure you want it. Problem every time. Sorry, StreamYard, but it's true. I'm not the best at navigating this stuff, but what's going on? You have rights. She had a video up here, we could review some videos. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I don't dare press that arrow. It'll jump me right. It'll knock me offline probably if I press that back arrow. StreamYard. Yep. Uh-oh. Are you coming up? You have rights. Oh, put your comment on the stage. You got a wrench? Okay, good. Don't press that back arrow. I know. Anything else you do, they ask you, you sure? Are you sure? You want to put that in the trash? You sure about that? Okay, you got to empty the trash. Are you sure? But in shit like this, I'm on a live stream and press that arrow, boom, you're gone. No checking with you. Oh, I can't check voice messages out here. I'm live. Maybe you have rights. I'll jump up here with me. He's always got something good to talk about. Should have set up a teleprompter. One thing you won't hear is talking about Trump, the president, federal government, any of that crap. Well, federal government maybe, but not the damn mainstream news president shit. Hey, Jonathan, what's happening, man? Traveler, yeah. Well, not much of one, but I aim to be soon. You want to jump up here, man? You got anything you want to talk about? How's your court case going? Uh-oh. Yeah, StreamYard, they changed their stuff. Is it more user friendly? I don't think so. When is this? Oh, maybe I could drop that link. Someone's here. Who we got? All right, Javier. Javier, what's up, man?
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, man. Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you good. How y'all doing? How everybody doing?
Got You Have Rights and Jonathan Mazzilla in the house. Man, these guys are loyal. And we got Javier His News here. All right. 8:05. Man, you got any... What's that?
A little bit late, Bobby. I said we're a little bit late, but we here.
Yeah. Man, the shit ain't charging. It's charging so slow, man. I didn't dare hop up here with less than 10% charge, you know?
Yeah.
You're working on moving it to federal, in case Jonathan ain't hearing you. The municipal court, huh? Take that, the federal court looks at that municipal paperwork. What the hell is this? Just thrown in the garbage. Fraud. Threaten you with contempt for not waiving your rights. Yeah. They did put me in jail for contempt.
They always do. They always do.
Yeah, but they dance around the question when you ask them if it's a court of record, because they're not a court of record. Oh yeah, we're making a recording. Okay, so you must be an inferior court if you don't even know what a court of record is, because one of the elements of a court of record is the power to hold in contempt.
Yep. Why hold in contempt? You can't make nobody testify or get on stand or nothing. It's nothing,
Well, you can't make me testify against myself,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know how that works. Like if they subpoenaed me as a witness, if I witnessed a crime or something.
Yeah.
I don't think they can make you do it.
Yeah, they can't make you do nothing.
I think it's just if you do, you got to swear you're telling the truth or something. It pains and penalties of perjury.
Yep.
But these pigs, they never fucking show up. Do those pigs show up in your court case, Jonathan? Well, I tell them loud and clear, man. I don't sign anything for one thing, and I tell them I'm not here voluntarily. I'm here under threat, duress, and coercion. Because you have a history of doing bad, wicked, terrible, awful things to me.
Yeah,
if I don't know, huh?
Like a couple of days ago, man. Guys, we was together on the phone, and we went to OCY office. I had an OCY case. Baby mom opened a case. She called it OCY.
OCY? What is that?
Soldiers in use. You know how to take your kids on EPS, whatever you call it out there.
Yeah, they call it something different in every state, so it makes it hard for people to communicate.
Yeah, I know. And I went over there and have a meeting with them. It was a consult meeting. It wasn't like it wasn't nothing on record either. And I didn't get
they call it a meeting. They don't even call it a court hearing, huh?
Yeah, it's a meeting. It was a meeting. I agreed to meet up with them in their office, and I have everything in my body cam, and we're gonna, try to put it out there. And the point is that they didn't want me to record in a public office in a public lobby, and it was a meeting with government officials.
Well, that's what they said. That really, what they didn't want you recording them. Well, they're committing fraud, fraud and their crimes. They don't care if you walk through the hallway. But
they told me in the office. They told me to get out the office because they didn't want me to record in the office. But
they're so scared of that camera, but they got cameras everywhere.
Yep.
Hoping they'll find something. If you spit on the floor or something, they probably tackle you and then use that camera footage as evidence in court.
Yep. And well, I asked for FOIA requests. We asked for the what was it? We asked for them too for the bond hearing, whatever bond.
Yeah, the surety bond. That was good, man. Tell it all the way from the beginning. That was good. That was good stuff.
We asked them for all that stuff, and they said that what the security guard said. They told me that, I need your phone number so we can call you. No, I'm like, no, I want the paperwork right here. They didn't even give me the paperwork. Yeah. And he said,
tell these guys
we're gonna send
that lady that called the meeting, she texted you an hour before the meeting, right?
Yep, an hour before the meeting that we don't consent to recording in our office.
Yeah, somebody just informed her that there's no
Somebody informed her.
recording allowed because the recording's not allowed in the building. I said, "Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I bet you when you get up to that building, you're going to see cameras in there." You know?
yep, and we did.
Yeah.
And
So there's not that there's no recording in the building. They just don't
and
want
I told
you
him,
recording in the building.
and I told him, I'm like, I told them, you're in violation under the First Amendment. I already warned them. I told them that I'm allowed to record my government officials on their duties. If they're
But hey,
acting like
you're still calling them your government officials, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, man. I don't want them.
they're still government officials. They work for the
Yeah,
government.
yeah.
You acting on their duty. I mean, we had the right to record you on their duties. And for them to get mad like that, they said Pennsylvania's a two-way state. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a two-way state. I didn't tell them that I wasn't recording them. I did tell them.
Yeah, well,
I
did you
warned
figure
them.
that out? Is Pennsylvania one-party consent or two-party consent state?
It's a two-party consent state, pretty much. I think one of the sheriffs told me. I was talking to one of the main sheriff here. He said Pennsylvania's a two-way state or whatever, a two-way state, whatever it is, or two-party. But that's as you in a private store or in a private place.
Well, I mean, that works two ways then. That means if you say you don't consent, then I guess they got to cancel that meeting because they can't force you to consent, right? To be recorded. They're recording.
Yep. And then, well, I told him, I'm like, what happened too? I told him, like, well, let's go outside and talk. He said, you're not going to record me outside. I said, we're in a public place. I'm allowed to record you in a public place.
Yeah, I don't need your fucking permission,
I think really Pennsylvania's not a two. You can't decide two-way state because you violated the First Amendment. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, some are, well, that's I think you just got to tell them, that you're recording numbers, a conversation. I think that has more to do with phone calls, but
yeah, it's more with phone calls, and that's what it is. It's more with
if I'm on the street, with my device in my hand recording, and someone comes up and talks to me, I don't have to tell them I am recording this conversation we're having. It's plain to see. I don't think you have to get them to sign a waiver, permission, or you know what I mean.
Well, I think it's like for all school, like for my son, school district. They always make me sign a paper for him so he could come out. So he can come out in the paper or on the news or Facebook. They got.
Yeah, so man, they didn't even want to have that meeting. If you were going to want to make a record for yourself, they said, well, "Fuck it, we're not having a meeting." Then that lady didn't even say nothing.
She wasn't even saying nothing. She was behind her supervisor the whole time hiding. And
so whatever she had to say, she did not want that to be put on a record. She wanted to have reserve the right to change it. And say, "Oh, I didn't say that."
Yep. No, I didn't say that. I never said
or
that.
she was going to do something, that was unethical or criminal.
Yep. And that's the point with our government officials here in Pennsylvania. A lot of people don't know the Constitution is already written down from since 1990 or whatever. I want to say more, 1880 or 88 or something like that. The Constitution been right. You can't change the Constitution. A lot of people don't realize this, that Pennsylvania a welcome common plea, but it doesn't matter who we is. We still have to follow by federal laws. Federal laws are always going to be the same. You can't change.
Yeah. Yes and no. I agree with you. Kind of. Because my rights don't come from the Constitution. Certain ones are enumerated in there because scholarly men, saw them as the most important for the government to be on guard for. They're supposed to be protecting those rights. But and it's so easy to it makes it easy to tell them what your rights are, basic ones. But it's it's sickening, man.
It is.
Did they ever send you anything in the mail?
Nope, they haven't sent me. They're gonna come tomorrow.
So then they tell you. So then they tell you they don't have a complaint form. They don't have a surety bond policy. They don't have a FOIA request form.
No, he said they're gonna mail it to me.
Yeah, but isn't that place an office?
Yeah, it's a public building.
But what are they doing in there? They're not they don't have a machine shop in there. They're not doing woodworking or anything like that. It's
I
all
know they're not doing
paperwork. It's
nothing.
all paperwork shit, right?
No. That means they
So why
refuse
can't
to
they
give
go
it
make
to
you
me.
run a couple copies? It's unbelievable, man.
And I was thinking too. He said he's gonna mail it to me. No, you refuse to give it to me now. Are you refusing it? Under federal guidelines, under the FOIA request guideline, when somebody asks you for a FOIA request, you have to give them to them.
You don't need that form, man. You could just fill it out on a piece of paper. Look at what it looks like online or something, or if you already have one.
No, I don't have
Because I had a problem with
But the point is, a lot of people don't realize that's their job to do.
Yeah, I know. But then they'll try to charge you for it. Then they'll try to charge you.
But they don't want to do it either. They don't want to do nothing. But they're quick to take your kids away, or they're quick to do anything, file charges, or they're quick to do something illegal to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough of this, but it's bullshit, man. And they come. I'm tired of them coming for my friends' children. I don't have any. I don't have, but I see it happening over and over again to friends of mine, especially when they're activists.
Yeah.
And I've proved that they never have a warrant, and they don't give a damn about getting one.
I know. Yeah, they never did. They never won.
They tell me, learn the law, Chris. Read the Supreme Court decisions. They tell me. Or if I told you.
You know what I told the lady? Let's go to court. Take me to court. Let's go. Come on, let's go. See that? I don't want her to go to court. Okay, you don't want to go to court, and what is it? Yeah. I don't get what is the point about. You say you didn't want to go to court, but you don't. You're trying to take my kids away. Like
on a hearsay. Once again, here we go on somebody's hearsay. They're acting like that gives them some kind of authority to do things to you.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it don't make no sense because you telling me you you don't want to go to court, but why not? What problem?
I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know how somebody can even pretend that these people are legitimate.
Yep.
Or acting in good faith.
Yep.
I mean, remaining ignorant, is that really, does that make you think that they're acting in good faith? Because, I never read the Bill of Rights, so, I don't know the law, so I'm acting in good.
And then the point is, I don't get either. Why are my kids' mothers going to call OC1? You're not even helping. You're trying to do the best. She's against me, pretty much.
Well, because these pigs and these government agencies have, they're sending the message that, if you want to, take your kid's father out of the picture, just make a false accusation against them.
Yep.
They don't investigate it. There's no evidence, and they act like there is. Like they got some kind of authority. And have you ever heard of anybody being held for the pains and penalties of perjury?
No.
Me neither. No, especially not a government actor.
Yep.
They lie all the fucking time. They don't care, but they catch them in a lie. You don't see them getting arrested for you're under arrest for perjury. But they still, they create layers of they're hiding behind a fiction with the don't want to give you the name. But then even if he did get through all that, it's not like it's got a system that
people
keeps itself in check. It's complete despotism.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, and then like it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like the point is with these people out here, man, and these officers and any court people, it's ridiculous with them because they're
pieces of shit.
Yeah, and the oath, they swore the oath when they got sworn in.
Well, yeah, but the oath's fraudulent. Their oaths are fraudulent. I found that
every time.
So, I don't know if You say, "Oh yeah, well I accept your oath." Well, I don't accept the oath because it's fraudulent.
Yep.
I don't, but they're doing things to me.
Yeah, and then when I went to a council meeting a while back, and I was talking to somebody. I was talking to a council person, and I brought it to his attention. He said, "I'm gonna call you. We're gonna sit down." And it's the day that he still haven't called me to sit down and talk because he want to get policies changed, and there's still no policies change. And that's what he said he's trying to do. He got one of it.
A policy change.
Yeah, he said he want to get some policy change for even police and for the government officials.
You know what? Fuck their policy. They're like they're trying to force you to be an unpaid employee of theirs.
Yep.
And make their policy apply to you. And they can call you in. Oh, you got to come in on Saturday. That's like a job calling you into work, but except you're not getting paid.
At all.
You know what? Their policy. Maybe.
And that's why I tell them, I'm like, I don't have to follow your policy. I don't work for the government.
I mean, they're trying to force you in there and make you not record. And you have to stand on your square, man, about the recording. It's important. I'm not going into any meetings, man, and not recording it. If I can't record it, I'm not going.
You don't know why. You don't know what you can say. You don't know you're switching the story up. You don't know you can accuse me of something or something. You never know.
What is the point of going in there for a meeting? What can't be done on paper to convey a message to a stranger? What's there to meet about? You have no business to talk about. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't even say what is the reason for this hearing because it's not a hearing. It's like, they want to get you in there somewhere where they can get their fucking hands on you.
My bad, something happened. Yeah.
Or get you in there where everyone saw you in the building and go in the room with the lady, and then she's gonna lie about what happened or something.
Yeah.
Or make it out like. I mean, what is the purpose for the meeting? You can't call me to a meeting and say, "Oh, what's the meeting about?" "Oh, I'll tell you when you get there." No, tell me now. I want to know what the fucking meeting's about. How are you supposed to prepare for a meeting? You don't even know what the meeting's about. And then the one calling the meeting's going to record it, but you can't. And that dear Missouri jury, they sent him the court transcripts, and it was a joke. It was like, attorney asked for motion. Motion looked at, motion denied. Like the rundown with the times. That's not the minutes. Because it's not everything that was said in there. Just the fact that the stenographer tells you that they're up to no good, and it's a star chamber. Because they're reserving the right to edit it. Those caption things do pretty good about turning voices into words in print. I trust that more than a lady using shorthand on a stenographer machine. And I'm sure they could probably program those things to misunderstand you on purpose. How does YouTube reject my comment because they think it's spam? Or StreamYard? No, it says YouTube rejected the comment. Fucking break. I was doing that last time too. I made a comment, man. It says YouTube rejected your comment. That usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it a bit.
Yeah, it always.
Why? How could I make a spam comment? Are they worried I'm advertising or something?
Even policemen, trying to take my channels down or my drone down.
How did they try to do that?
They tried to file that I was using, it wasn't available for something or whatever. He was trying to take my video down him because I got him on. I caught him.
Oh yeah, they did that to me too.
Yeah.
YouTube allows people to make anonymous complaints.
Yep. Well,
you don't know who made the complaint, and they didn't review the complaint. They just took my video down and said I violated the community standards, which are very vague, and they don't tell you just what it was.
They didn't even take the video down. YouTube didn't take nothing down.
They took my video right down, and it said it was unwarranted. It was personal privacy.
Yeah, I didn't know. It wasn't none of that. It was just saying that it was doing something ridiculous and all shit.
But that's what they said in my case. But you have a chance. You just press the button, appeal it. You either accept it or you press the button, appeal. And then they said they looked at it and they found that it didn't violate the standards, and they put it back.
But they told me, look, they're like, oh, it was EV police that reported it. They told me, you know.
Oh, they did? Yeah, see, they didn't tell me.
And you know, I'm gonna let y'all know, I'll be at work, guys. I got charged with interference with law enforcement and disorderly conduct, harassment against law enforcement. Guys, the case is beat, all dismissed. We went to trial. The judge told me 7 days, and them 7 days came up, and he already threw the case away. I got found not guilty, and now we're gonna go on for the next step.
That's good, man. Man, you had to go all that way to get found not guilty.
Yep.
You got to try to stop it earlier next time, right?
We tried to, but the judge didn't want to. The same judge, was kind of like debating a little bit till he realized I can't do this. He realized that he can't do it.
But the thing is, right now, you never should have went into court because you were not found not guilty because what they were saying didn't amount to a crime.
Yeah, it wasn't at all. No crime.
So that should have been looked at before they even bothered you and found that there was no probable cause. There was no probable cause they should have found. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we did. And that's what we did. We took it all the way. We put motions in. We put motions in. And we went to another motion to Superior Court.
Here's the thing.
Motion. The judge, I gotta understand and say what probable cause. The judge says we're not. I'm like, we is here for that. What?
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing, Javier. Hear me out. Now, for say you were somebody told they complained about it to a pig. Oh, he's got a camera on the street. The pig somehow he mistakenly thinks that that's a crime.
Yep.
But there's levels of proof. It's a lower standard of proof for probable cause. But they never should have been looking for if there's probable cause to see if you committed the crime because the act itself was not a crime. So there's nothing to investigate because there was no crime committed. That's the corpus delicti. But even again, I'm not done. So probable cause is enough, is a standard of proof to initiate a case if it's been established that a crime was committed. But beyond a reasonable doubt for conviction is a higher standard.
Yeah.
But it's not like the proof that they have was somewhere in between probable cause and beyond a reasonable doubt, and that's why you were found not guilty because they couldn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt. There was never no standard of proof to establish probable cause.
Yep.
So you should have never been in there at all. And what happened is you didn't take a plea bargain. That's what happens when you don't take a plea bargain. Because that's how hard they're counting on that. They're banking on you taking a plea bargain that hard.
Yeah, that's what they wanted me to. They wanted me to.
Because they don't worry about, I'm going to have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt now that we're going to trial. They just are, they're just banking on the plea bargain, so they're really not gathering evidence. But so why gather evidence about something that's not even a crime?
Yeah, it was he admitted that court that was 50 feet away from him. There's no
doesn't matter. Yes.
There wasn't nowhere to be close because I was screaming. He
said 50 feet away from him, so what?
He said I was driving his attention away from the crime because I was saying about you didn't have Belly, don't throw it away. Put it in the microphone. And he said I was driving his attention because I was screaming saying y'all don't have no warrant. That's nothing. I'm allowed to speak. You know?
Of course you are. You're a free man.
Yeah. You know what
You
I'm
don't have to
saying?
read.
And,
You don't have to read their fucking statutes and shit.
yeah.
To wonder if you're acting up. If you're acting within their standards on the street. You don't work for them.
Yeah.
Okay. When you gonna eat it later, yeah, you can leave it. But you're not just you gotta put it away in the refrigerator. But
That's like Taco Bell dragging you in there. Because they don't think you mop the floor good enough. You don't even work there.
at all. But look,
You know
look
what
at
I
this
mean?
too. Like now they're trying to hit me with unlawful use of recording, unlawful use in a recording in a public lobby.
What do you mean they're trying to hit you with it?
They hit me with that. I got M2. I got two M2s. I got hit with disorderly conduct, I think it was, and then I got hit with unlawful use of recording.
Well, keep them coming because you're going to get Javier a lot of experience and how to win in there.
You know,
But you got to bet them lawyers ain't doing you no good. I could write you a motion, or
give me a water and a flavor.
What did he file? He filed a motion to dismiss and 2 case laws he put in there in a brief or something.
Call you off your phone. I'm on my bad, guys. I got people calling me. But yeah, and that's the point about it. That you trying to hit me with unlawful use, and the officer who's trying to hit me with unlawful use or the odor, he wasn't even present at the scene. You feel what I'm saying? He wasn't even present at the scene. He's not the one officer. He's a detective. They gotta run to attention of and judge just retired. She retired.
Yeah,
already.
but okay.
Understand.
Let me ask you this: did the district attorney's office send you anything in the mail?
The what?
The district attorney's office, did they send you anything in the mail?
No, the police did.
Okay, that's not even a charging instrument. That doesn't even start a case. A police report does not start a case. That's the same shit they're doing in New York. These municipalities are starting actions and have been prosecuting them, and I don't even think the district attorney's office is involved. But they certainly didn't put any paperwork in.
The DA was trying to hit me with he said, "Oh, plead down to disorderly conduct and summaries." He want me to plead to a summary. I said, "Nope, I'm not pleading to nothing. Let's go to trial."
Send them a bill, man. But the thing is, you can't. If you get an attorney, you're giving them jurisdiction. They don't have subject. They don't have jurisdiction. Please don't interrupt me, man. People don't like hearing it on stream either.
Yeah, I'm doing everything by myself right now with this case. But they didn't even have it. They didn't even have me send me no disparity pack or nothing.
Well, yeah, that would come from the district attorney, because the district attorney is supposed to get the evidence from the police, and discovery would come from the district attorney's office. But they're not going to go to discovery because
you know what's the video? You know what the video they got? They got my video from my YouTube channel. That's what they're using.
Use it for what?
They're using my video for court.
Oh, yeah. for this other one that's still going?
Yeah, the other one. Yep. They're using my videos for my video for my YouTube channel. They're using it.
Put in a subpoena, do it says TACO
in the courtroom, but I wasn't. She don't even have proof that I was saying that I was doing it. She don't have.
Who cares? Proof. It doesn't matter if you did or not. It's not a crime.
I don't do that. Because I know when you're in a courtroom, you need a motion to put in.
No, you don't, because it's supposed to be a public trial.
The what?
You know what might be time to do, man? Look into getting a court reporter, because that might cut through a lot of this bullshit. We know that you have the right to record it, to create a record. Star Chamber has long been established to be tyrannical. A court reporter, are they going to tell a court reporter they can't come in there?
Yeah, they don't have they don't even let Erie loose here in the courtroom no more.
Well, you know what? If it's getting that bad, it might be coming, towards the end of their little reign of terror. Not little, but
Yeah, yeah, and
it's
that's
ridiculous.
what it is, man.
They don't even let the network news channels in the courtroom, huh?
They don't let nobody else in the courtroom no more, man.
Man, you look on New York State Unified Courts website, you would never know that I went to court, for 4.5 years. There was never a case on there from me. And if you listen to my phone calls to the district attorney's office, they're really careful about what they say, tight-lipped. But you're supposed to be able to communicate. If you don't have a lawyer, then you will communicate with the prosecution to do things outside the court.
That's what I
You
don't
know,
get.
it's a simulation of a legal process. But I think sooner or later, man, let them keep dragging in there because they're losing money. If they're not putting you in prison and they're not getting money out of you, they're going to get tired of it, and it makes them look like fools. It's really no wonder they don't want someone recording, but you got to stand on that issue. I finally figured out how to openly record in there, but then they got signal jammers and shit too. It fucks you up. And this is a big city court. I'm in this little bullshit small town municipal courts here, but he's in a big city court. They got mahogany in there. You think they would know a little bit about due process? All that mahogany. They should take all that mahogany down and fucking build themselves a boat, put their asses out on Lake Erie. They could really be on the water instead of pretending to be. Yeah, but he had his phone going in there, and I stayed on the phone call with him. Said I was his assistant to counsel, and the guy goes, "You're a lawyer? You're his lawyer?" I said, "I didn't say that. I'm his assistant to counsel." "But what's your name?" I said, "None of your business." They don't like giving up their names either. They wrote something on the back of a napkin. "Oh, here, call Ken," or "Yeah, my name's Ken." "Oh yeah, we're really living on the brink of civilization. We're so far advanced from our globe-trotting ancestors." The county sheriff's deputy was in the news again for violating a stay away order, and a Buffalo police pig shot and killed his wife this week. It was in the news. Press that back button. What we got in the house, man? Jonathan, you still with us? Set the link. Oh yeah, okay, I will, man. Set the link. Thanks for reminding me. Might take me a minute. Bear with me, please. $39 already? Holy shit. No. Okay, I got it, man. I got it coming right up. Coming right up. Here we go. They got to press that send arrow twice to put the comment up. I want to make sure I don't make a mistake, but then they call my comment spam. But if I press that back arrow, boom, I'm out of here. Guarantee it. Bunch of bullshit. What is the definition for spam? It's like junk mail, right? Electronic junk mail. I didn't even know that it could be considered spam in a live chat. Is spam taking on a new meaning? Could someone tell me? Or the multifaceted meanings. The Bar Association strikes again. They changed the definition of spam. Those bastards. I think I did have some stuff in the hopper. Let's see if I had a video I could play with your review. No. This news is called Night Driving. I don't know how to load these clips and stuff. I mean, you can't do it at StreamYard site. Went through every option. There's not many of them. What is this one? Oh, there's one sitting there, but I can't use it unless I upgrade behind a paywall. You have rights. I dropped that link. You want to come up here, man? You're dropping like flies. They got one left. I don't trust that thing, though, anyways. Try rounded corners. Oh, look at that. You have rights.
Yeah.
Orale.
Orale. I wanted to come up for a second and say, because you guys were discussing something about this case and everything. And,
Audio not too good. I don't know why. But
I'm talking quiet because I'm at the house. I'm at my friend's house. Can you hear me?
yeah, that was better. Last thing you said, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's not good. Can't hear you.
What, you can't hear me now?
Yeah.
I was going to say that the fact that they haven't, I sent motions and I sent petitions and other things to the court, and they haven't.
Breaking up, dude. I can't understand you.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna go. Bye.
I'm getting bits and pieces of it.
What's that music playing?
Oh, I don't know. It's called Night Driving.
But maybe that's part of not being able to hear me.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Let me turn that off. Maybe it's interfering with it. You think StreamYard, like this free version of it, it tries to handicap us, doesn't it? You know?
Maybe.
Everything's behind a damn paywall.
What happened? How'd you get that music in the first place?
Yeah, this music sucks, huh?
Yeah, plus it's playing too loud over talking.
Yeah, I'm having trouble finding it. I will. Oh, here. Okay,
It's
I got it. I got it. I
harassment.
got it.
It's harassment when they don't respond to your emotions. And what happened to Javier?
I think it's more than harassment because harassment's one of those ones that that's not criminal harassment. I think that's and it has to be like
Yeah,
it's
but
criminal when they you know, under threatened arrest, force you into their little you know, their little show in there, and then they don't let you participate. It's like, or, you know, I don't know how bad it was back in the days of King George that we hear about, you know, with the Star Chambers, but it really couldn't have been much worse than it is now. It might be worse now than it was in the days of King George.
in my case, I was being harassed before I made my first complaint. So basically, everything that's happened after that first complaint is ongoing harassment. So with them, keep on calling me. They keep on furthering the prosecution, but never replying to my motions or petitions or anything.
I can hear you great. Oh, man.
That's further harassment, is all I'm saying. It can be considered. It's a problem if they bring a malicious prosecution against you and they have no probable cause and no nothing to move the case. They otherwise shouldn't be moving the case forward, but are continuing the case just to hold a warrant against you and make you live as a fugitive. And
yeah, what do you call that? It's more than malicious prosecution, isn't it? It's witness intimidation. It's Brady violation. It's misprison of a felony. Misprison of a felony. How about that?
Obstruction of justice. It's a bunch of different things.
Obstruction of justice, but what about the felony? Is obstruction of justice a felony?
It probably is. I don't know. Obstruction of justice is some sort of a I don't know. Well, I guess it would be it is a felony because it's a violation of due process. That would be a violation of a right recognized by the United States Constitution. So
not only does that void any action that they may have started, you know, even if everything was they crossed their T's and dotted their I's up to that point, you know, which we know they don't.
Yeah.
But
that's basically what they're doing to Javier right now. Is they're just continuing all of his court processes, but not recognizing the things that he puts forward.
Right, they're trying to they want to frustrate you so bad that you just give up or you do something, you know, out of character. They're gaslighting you, kind of.
Well, yeah, they're gaslighting Javier as news. It sounds like too.
Sounds like well, me too. I mean, I haven't gotten my certificates of disposition. You know, they had to cut down you know, an acre of forest. All the paper they gave me, all their bullshit and fraud. But you know, that would have been the easiest thing for them to do, the certificate of disposition.
I wonder what those
every single step of the way, man. They
I wonder what those blue bacons and artists' corporate fictions and everything think of the fact that all those times you have proof of on your channel of you getting arrested over these supposed warrants, and now look where you're sitting.
I know, man. They still got idiots. There's a comment today in my notifications. Oh, 99% sure he had a warrant. You know, it's that presumption of regularity. Remember, I told you I found that in Black's Law Dictionary. It's the law's robust assumption that unless a clear and convincing showing to the contrary, that everything is in place up to that point, has been done correctly, lawfully, you know, the right delegation of authority, everything you can think of. Mm-hmm. But then when you do show a clear showing to the contrary, it doesn't matter. You know, casting pearls before swine.
Yeah. I wonder. I think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna go again. But yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you real good now. Anyways,
it was good talking to you. What happened to Javier? What happened to him? He's not on there live no more.
No, he jumped out. So yeah, I just might end it around 50 minutes. You got two people in here. I don't know who, but yeah. Thanks for stopping in, man. Well, anything else you want to updates or?
I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because that sounds like what they're doing to Javier. It sounds like they placed a malicious prosecution on him and now are just letting it ride so they can make him continue living like a defendant for the rest of his life.
Yeah, well, they hope. I mean, if you hire a lawyer, it's bearing fruit for them because you're paying for a lawyer, and they get to go through these bullshit things, and they got somebody, they're shuffling pieces of paper around, so it looks like the thing's up and running,
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't get a lawyer, then you're wasting their money and their time, and I think that's what we need to be sure to do. Did you see that link I sent you on TikTok? I'm not sure the guy's name. It's just a name, but he's got glasses and he's in Nevada. And I wonder
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
Maybe he's got some solutions because
I don't know. I'm not sure. He sounds like he's got all the same understanding or comprehension or whatever it is that we have.
Yeah, I just wondered if it was maybe if I had some things that were maybe a little custom.
All it told me was that there's another dude going through it in the state of Nevada or whatever.
Like I was helping this guy in Pennsylvania, and that's a Commonwealth, and I'm not really sure what that means or the difference. There's Commonwealth.
Shouldn't mean anything.
You don't think it makes any difference? They just call things.
That sounds like agency titles. That's not It's our country, not theirs. They call it. They think it's their commonwealth, but the government can suck it. It's our fucking place to live.
Well, the Commonwealth would be the people, right? Because the government has
something. That's what they want you to believe, but the Commonwealth is nothing more than a agency, just like the sheriff department.
It's the same as state of.
Yeah, state of. It's Commonwealth is the same as city of.
But they use different names. Like they got a different room in the building in the courthouse.
They try to make it seem like it's of the people, but it's so far detached from the people and only for their own self-serving needs that
right.
Is what it really is.
Like they say, the people of the state of New York.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the people it's all their wish, that these pigs come attack me.
Yeah.
But really, it's not the state at all. It's the state is just letting these color of law cartels run wild.
There's so many things that I have a lawsuit against the state of Nevada for, but I'm not able to pursue them under the conditions that they've created. So they're getting away with committing crime, not only against me but against anybody with a right. But it's just happening to me, but it's actually happening to everybody else. But it's highly irritating, the shit that Nye County's created. Oh, sorry, the shit that Nye County's created. It's just plain fucking bullshit. More people should be outraged, but
yeah, I know. I don't know how they're not, man.
Nobody's gonna. Nothing. They can't. You can't make change without outrage. That you have to have protest. Protest is the grieving process of the whole part of the First Amendment, where it says rights redress or right to redress. Right to have your grievances redressed or whatever. The redressal of grievances. The right to the redressal of grievances or whatever. The government's supposed to redress these grievances. We're supposed to grieve. But if nobody's going to protest, then
yeah, you know what I think they're redressing them. Like when you're if you're making grievance to a public service agent, like okay,
yeah,
okay. That's their redress for you. Okay.
Yeah. No, a redressal is when you take an situation dressed in a certain something like maybe a problem,
You redress
they're
it
supposed to redress it into a not problem.
because they dressed it up and made it a problem.
Yeah, it's like dressing a sandwich with all the fixings. They dressed it up into a problem, and they had to redress it into a fucking solution.
Well, the problem I think is they didn't wash their hands when they made the sandwich and the meat was rotten.
Yeah,
And then they put mayonnaise on and let it sit out in the sun. You can't redress that fuck. Throw the baby out with the bathwater at this point.
you know what I've realized a lot here since I've been here is that fucking like in other countries they tell you, oh, they don't have the infrastructure that we have in the United States because our tax dollars pay for all this stuff and we have the greatest infrastructures in the world. Our public
I highly
runs.
doubt that.
No, but this is what they say. They say our public runs smoothly and blah blah blah. It's like no, our public doesn't. It runs opposite of what it's supposed to run like because the services that we're supposed to get under public service, the services that we're supposed to get are supposed to be free to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, we're paying for the services that we should get free. So that's even worse than anything that like Honduras has. Anything worse than anything that Venezuela has. You know what I mean?
You might know this, Wills. Do other countries? It seems to me that one of the most important functions of government would be to take care of the utility, not utilities, the resources. Utilities utilities probably isn't what they should even be called.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be the public, and when they take gold out of the public ground, which is the ground within the territory of the United States of America, they're taking it out of our ground, not their ground. You see what I'm saying?
They have nothing. They're merely stewards.
Yeah, so I don't think that the minerals and this and that, like gold and all that shit, shouldn't even be able to be allowed to be sold because it's your gold, it's my gold. But just because you want to sell the gold doesn't mean I want to sell the gold.
The gold's supposed to go to the tabernacle of the congregation.
So it's a conflict of interest between me and you. You see what I'm saying? Because if you want to sell oil and I don't want to sell oil, there's a conflict of interest, and we can't move forward until it's settled. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
just like I can't divert a stream, and cut off the water.
The conflict will never be settled, and we have like visions of what we have visions of their crimes when, like those Native Americans were when all the Americans were protesting Standing Rock, and what they did for them to redress their grievances was shot them with water cannons in the wintertime.
Yeah, they redressed it all right, huh?
Yeah, that was the government's redressal for those people's protest of Standing Rock for the oil to be taken through the pipelines over our country. And the problem is it's all, yeah, we're getting screwed. We're getting highly screwed. That none of the ways of the books that are written are being followed. So basically, you can't expect your people to be drugless and crimeless when you're committing the crimes and you're taking the drugs too. You know what I mean?
Well, they're creating a crime. I mean, it's pretty clear to me that government is the only one with the means to bring all those drugs in.
Yeah. And the thing about it though is also like all the crimes that they commit, basically selling our resources back to us, taking our resources out of our ground.
That's what I was talking about.
Selling it back to us.
You got just take the electric and natural gas here, for instance. Mm-hmm. Those aren't trucked in from someplace. They're not manufactured anywhere. They come. Yeah. It comes right out of the ground. Mm-hmm. The water comes from the lake. Electric comes. Well, Niagara Falls makes plenty of electric for everybody. They send electric to New York City from Niagara Falls. But natural gas, there's natural gas everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that a commodity? You know, and then they charge you. They say like they delivered it to you,
Uh-huh.
and that's half the fucking price. You know, and I mean, natural gas seems to be in abundance, and the pipes are everywhere.
I wonder why it says the People's Podcast underneath my fucking You Have Rights on there.
Does it?
Yeah, I wonder what that is. How do I change that? Do you know?
Yeah. Like when you go backstage, and you got to check the camera and the mic.
Oh, I see it.
And you put your name, and then you can put a headline for yourself.
Yeah, the People's Podcast. While I like Eli, the People's Podcast isn't very cool to me or others that are like me.
Well, you got to come up with something clever now.
I'm not really popular over there, but yeah, I like it. I like the People's Podcast. Let's
I
see
never
here.
watched it. I might check that out.
It's Eli's thing, you know, Eli the People's guy.
Eli, yeah.
He calls it the People's Podcast. Let's see here. I don't know what the hell my one wants to be. That's just going to be nothing. Bam, I got it right now. Assistance of counsel is what you are, huh?
Yeah, today, yeah. Anybody got any questions? You know, not offering legal advice, but maybe I can tell you what I would do. Speak from experience, you know. I've Yeah, but you know, if you look at like Google Maps where I live, it's a huge block of land. You know, to drive all the way around it would be several miles. I don't have access to the middle of that at all. But you know, I think wealthier people, such as you know, those that work for the pig empire, they got long driveways. You know, going in the middle of these blocks of forest. You know, I could walk down the railroad tracks, but I think that's railroad property. You know, that's treated like public property, but you know, technically it's the railroads. I don't think it's a public easement. The railroad.
It's basically what me and my little sister were talking about tonight. Is that, you know, like some of the little blonde sheriff deputy that yelled at Auditing America. She's probably those Nye County deputies are getting like 140 something thousand or more a year. So yeah, they are the wealthy pig empire. They can do whatever the fuck they want, you know. It's no wonder why they can treat my house like it's nothing and treat me like I'm nothing. And
yeah, they call me a fucking scumbag, you know, because I got rust on my van.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, too bad I didn't have tax dollars paying for a brand new van, because that was my contract with them. If they wanted me to get their license, registration, and insurance, I told them that they have to pay for me a brand new Corvette every single year.
That just occurred to me last night. That you know, I am trying to raise attention to the issue. I'm not back out there just yet, but I'm going to be. Plague with you know, with poverty, vehicle repairs, and sabotage and theft and shit like that, you know. But when I get back out there, I'm going to be a rolling billboard for the right to travel in my van.
Yeah, but if you're an employee and you have to pay for the registration, license, and insurance, like if you're just a regular person, then un momento, por favor.
What? See.
Hey, I gotta go. I'm gonna get a ride over somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna finish that thought then. But
okay, bye.
All right, Willis, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming on, man.
Okay, bye.
So I was thinking, you know, if I had a shiny new van, I don't think they'd be as inclined to mess with me. I know they wouldn't. I think they're trained to mess with rust. You know, anything with rust or looks old. Because there's not a compelling public safety concern for the reasons they engage people. Has there been a breach of the peace? Well, there has now been. If a pig engages you, he breached the peace. He's creating a public nuisance. That's what it says in McKinney's New York State McKinney's highway law, is that nobody's to obstruct or interfere with somebody's passage on an easement on a highway. It's a public nuisance, which is a crime. So they're trying to pretend like a traffic infraction, an equipment having a light bulb out on the license plate light is a crime. And it's not. But they committed a crime. George Gordon said, you get, policeman tells you driver license, registration, and insurance. Well, if you have a license, then you have to give it to them. If you don't have a license, you can't give it to them. But they're so so what's the big what's the emergency? What's the big rush now? They're wasting your time like it's nothing, but they're in a huge hurry. License, registration, insurance. Or I'm smashing that window. They're out of their minds. I wonder how much shatterproof glass costs more than probably a couple windows. Like, man, I should have got shatterproof after I paid for 2 window replacements. I don't know what happened to Javier. Keep this one short and sweet. I can always come back on. Whoever's in there, thanks for joining me. Check the comments. For those that are watching it later, thanks for coming. Whoever's in there, number 1, if that's accurate, thanks for coming. Peace.